Report back, but the complaints coming in seem to be consistent. A bit of flooding out there, flooding issues, but big time down power lines.
And down trees, a lot of debris down as well. Want to talk to Adam Wider right now. He is standing by in West Palm Beach, just outside our studios now with a report on the situation currently happening in West Palm. Adam.
That's right. We've been watching the storm from up here on the second floor balcony in downtown West Palm Beach, seeing something that's been pointed out to me isn't seen very often, and that is waves coming right off the lake there. You can really see what the wind has been doing to us. And I understand it is worse in some spots, but it has definitely been sustained here. And I've got a special guest up here with me on the second floor balcony as we've got the storm rolling in. Just for you guys, this seems like something different. But still not as bad as it could have been.
No, well, with Francis, Jean, and Wilma, the trees were pretty much falling over. With this one, most of the winds have been 50, 60 miles an hour. We had thousands without power. But as far as damage, nothing too significant yet. Just reports in the last few minutes about the Deerfield Pier running into some issues with damage there a little farther to the south, and just a 71-mile-an-hour wind up around Jensen Beach in the last half hour. And now that winds like that are going to do some damage. Right now, the winds behind us are probably roughly 45 to 55 miles an hour, so strong tropical storm force. And the storm itself, the eye is about 70 miles off the coast at this point and moving north, so our winds are going to start to shift northwest and then eventually west, and we're going to get the winds of strong buildings and other structures. The north side of buildings might have been a little bit better situated for the strong winds compared to the west side. So,
yeah, Steve, I know you've thankfully for all of us been holed up in the weather studio there.
This is the first time they let me out.
I was going to say, now that you've actually seen it out here, I don't know if this is kind of what you were expecting to some degree for West Palm.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Jean, Francis, and Wilma had about 100 mile, 110 mile an hour, which is a whole different. I mean, it looked like a haze rather than what you see here with the palm fronds. But I mean, it's significant, obviously, because we have the power outages. But yeah, those hurricanes came right over, whereas this one's well offshore.
Now, Steve, I've been watching this seems to come in waves, and you mentioned those bands that we've been talking about. We seem to be in between where we don't have the rain hitting us sideways like we did earlier. You mentioned, though, we down here may get another band coming this way just in a second.
Yeah, absolutely. It's coming into the Treasure Coast right now. Actually, I think we maybe get something before that, too, where it's just these waves of very strong winds that come through 20, 30 minutes. I mean, you've been through them probably through most of the night. Yep. And you get the heavy rainfall, and then it tapers off a little bit, and then it comes back again, half an hour later, and it's even a little bit stronger with that next feeder band that comes through. And there's one on the Treasure Coast that I was watching on the radar coming down, and that, I think, will have a little bit of a punch to it. It'll be strong tropical storm force winds, so we're talking 50, 60, maybe approaching 70 miles an hour for this area. But even since we've been talking in the last 30 seconds, it's starting to pick up a little bit more, too. It's those wind gusts that do the damage. It's not the sustained wind. It's when the winds pick up another 5 or 10 miles an hour, it kind of digs at maybe shingles or roof tiles that are a little compromised to begin with, and then you start that whole process where the roof starts to be compromised and you start to get rain in the inside your house, or maybe the siding of your house starts to be torn a little bit each time those wind gusts pull at it.
Steve, I'm told that you've been out of the Weather Center for long enough. We have to send you back. And we're going to throw it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Adam, thank you very much. Don't let Steve go too far here. We want to talk to right now, Steve mentioned that punch that's happening right now in Fort Pierce. There's a line coming through right now. Conditions rapidly deteriorating right now.
Megan McRoberts is standing outside. She's bringing us up to speed on what's happening there. Megan?
Yeah, it's just gotten so much worse since I think the last time I was live with you was maybe 2 hours ago. So just a drastic change here. It's actually, the wind is just so strong, we're actually having to kind of lean into it.